everyone, my name is Francesca and I'm so glad that you could join me today in today's session about core stability. Now before we get into it, I would like to share with you a little bit about myself. So I've been a professional dancer for about 29 years, performing mostly in theatre productions and corporate events. I'm very grateful for my long and fruitful dance career as it's brought me to many places for travel as well. My other passion is fitness and well-being. I am a fitness and yoga instructor as well, and it gives me great fulfillment when I see my clients improve over time. I also spend a lot of time on health and nutrition. You see, to me, food is like medicine. And after a lot of experimentation, I find that a nutritious vegetarian diet works best for my body. And you see, I believe that food plays a very important role in our daily energy levels in all the activities that we do. So let's get back to dance. So in the beginning, when I decided that dance was going to be my career, I felt that my body needed a practice that would complement my dancing and support my dancing lifestyle. So I picked up several activities along the way, such as yoga, weight training, high intensity interval training, rock climbing, running, cycling, etc. All these activities helped me gain greater awareness of my body and worked on many different muscle groups, which helped increase my strength and flexibility for dance. However, when I danced, did certain movements like turns, or if there were many weight transfers in a choreography, I felt that I would be thrown off balance. I felt like I was lacking something, and I realized that I lacked core stability. So I approached a friend and I started Pilates practice with her. I improved not only in my dance, but I was able to apply this vital element into my other physical activities as well. As you can see, it's a never-ending learning process, but I believe that if you find the right concoction for yourself, for your body, you can have a very long dance career injury-free. So what is core stability? Core stability is the ability to control the center of your body, creating a stable foundation from which the limbs can move freely. It is really important to help to maintain good posture and alignment so that the body can move in its most efficient way and also to reduce injuries. Core stability is a mix of coordination, control, body awareness, and strength. When dancers lack core stability, they may find it difficult to maintain good alignment whilst executing movements and often develop excessive tension elsewhere in the body. When core stability is activated, you are using your deep inner core muscles to support and stabilize the spine. These are known to be your true core muscles. These true core muscles are made of your transverse abdominis, which are located beneath your six-pack and acts like a brace to stabilize the trunk. Then we have the pelvic floor muscles, which run from the pubic bone to the tailbone like a sling. It is the base of our core and it also supports our pelvic organs. With that, we're going to first find our neutral spine. So right now we're going to find our neutral spine. You're going to sit up nice and tall onto a chair, all right, with your shoulders stacked over your hips. Now what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to rock our pelvis forward and then rock it to the back. Rock it forward and back, forward and back. Let's try one more time. Pelvis forward and to the back. Now the midpoint between forward and backwards, that is where your neutral spine is. And this is where we want to work from most of the time. Okay, everybody, we're going to come to our first exercise. Let's call it the dead bug. Okay, so you're going to keep your knees bent. And from here, you're going to come to your neutral spine, yeah? So remember we did finding our neutral spine. We want to find the neutral spine and then draw your
belly button in towards your spine, and then from here you're going to lift your legs up 90 degrees. Think about squeezing your thighs together. From here, you're going to place a yoga block on top of your thighs and bring your forearms onto the block. Now, all we're going to do, it looks really easy, but you're going to think of squeezing the block really, really hard with your arms and your thighs, all right? So I'm going to squeeze for 15 seconds. You also want to think of drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears so that you don't strain your neck. Now, squeeze the block. We're about 3 seconds in. 4, 5, keep breathing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more. 5, 4, keep squeezing the block. 3, try and get your lower belly really flat. 2, and 1. And then release the block. Bring the legs down. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Okay, now we're going to do dead bug again, but in another variation. So same thing. You're going to bring your legs up 90 degrees. Think of squeezing your thighs together. Engaging the lower deep inner core muscles. Draw it in. Think of pulling your pelvic floor up, pelvic floor muscles up and in, all right? Now place the block once again. Forearms onto the block. Squeeze the block so much with your arms and your legs. From here, you're gonna take an inhale and lift your upper back off, all right? And we're gonna hold here and squeeze for another 15 seconds. 1, 2, make sure the neck is relaxed so you can actually move your head freely. 3, 4, keep squeezing. 5, 6, get your belly as flat as you can. 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release. Take a deep breath in and out. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale out. Okay, and we're gonna come to the last variation of the dead bug. Once again, you're gonna lift both legs up into that same position, right angle with the knees, and then squeeze your inner thighs together. Place the block here. Forearms onto the block. You're gonna take an inhale. Remember to keep squeezing the block. You're gonna inhale, lift the upper back off. Now from here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna tap one foot down without moving the block. Keep squeezing. Tap the other one down and up. Keep the upper back off. Squeeze. So really stabilize the block. Squeeze. And up. We do about 5 on each side. So, and up with control. Last one on each side. And up, and down, and up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Take a deep breath in. And out. Okay, we're just gonna do that one more time. Okay, alternate toes tapping onto the ground. Just one more set, 5 on each side. Okay, so let's come to your dead bug. Legs 90 degrees, squeezing your thighs together. Place the block on, forearms onto the block. Take one deep breath in, and then lift, empty the belly. And from here, squeeze the block with your arms and your thighs. And we go tap right and up and left. Keep squeezing the block and up and right and up. Keep the shoulders away from the ears and up. I think this is the third, and up, down and up. Fourth one, down and up. Last. 5 and squeeze up and squeeze, 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 and release. And now I'm a dead bug. Okay, so next up, very simple exercise, okay, but a lot of squeezing involved. So you're gonna place the yoga block here in between your thighs, and you really wanna think of squeezing the block as hard as you can with your thighs, okay? So we're gonna do like little pulses. So you're gonna squeeze, release, squeeze, release, all right? We're gonna do 15 reps here. So make sure your spine is at your neutral position, and then draw the belly, lower belly in, and use your pelvic floor muscles as well as you squeeze the block. So here we go. Squeeze 1, release, 2, release, 3, release. So really feel the connection between your deep inner core muscles and your legs working at the same time. 8, release, 9, release, really squeeze, release, another 5, 4, feel that connection with the deep core, 3, 2, last one, we're gonna hold here and squeeze, keep squeezing for 5, 4, make sure you're breathing, 3, 2, and 1, release the block. Okay, great guys. Now for the second part, we're gonna lift the hips up and we repeat the same thing, squeezing the block 15 times. And we go 1, release, squeeze, release, 3, release, 4, release. Remember to feel that connection for your deep inner core muscles with the legs. Release, 9, release, 10, release, and just 5 more. 5, 4, squeeze, 2, and 1, and hold for another 5. Keep squeezing the block. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then relax, bring the hips down, and remove the block. All right guys, so far so good. We're gonna place the yoga block under our sacrum, okay, where your tailbone is. So make sure it's right there. And then from here, you're gonna make sure that your arms are straight and pressing into the floor, yeah? So shoulders are down and away from the ears. And from here, you're gonna lift both legs up again so that the legs are at 90 degrees. Feel that deep inner core connection together with the legs. And from here, all we're gonna do with control, you're gonna tap one leg down and the other leg and hip is not moving. And up, down, and up. We're gonna do 10 on each side. 2. 2, make sure you're breathing. 3. 3. 4. 4. 5. 5. 6. Remember, feel that connection with the deep inner core. 7. 8. Control. 9. Last one. And 10. Now, you can make this exercise a little bit more challenging by strapping on ankle weights, yeah? So if you do ankle weights, it will be even more challenging. So you can choose to do that by placing ankle weights there. All right guys, so next up, you're gonna need a little foam roller like this. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna place it under your feet. Yeah, your hips should be about hip distance apart. Arms straight pressing into the floor and the shoulders are away from the ears, all right? So what you're gonna do is have that deep inner core muscles working and lifting the hips off. And we're just gonna do 10 reps of bridges, okay? So really control, really press your feet into the foam roller. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Okay, that's your double leg bridges. So next up, we're gonna go with single leg bridge. Okay, so from here, you're gonna extend one leg, okay? Really press your foot into the foam roller and lift up. You're just gonna do 5 here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring it down and change over other leg, okay? Press the sole of the foot into the foam roller, straighten out the other leg, press the arms into the ground, straighten the arms, and we lift up for 1. Stabilize the other hip, 2. Feel that deep inner connection with the core. 2 more, 4. And last one, 5. And relax. Okay, we're gonna change it back to the first side. Okay, so from here, extend the first leg again. Press the sole of the foot, squeeze the bum, lift up from here. You're gonna draw it into passe 1, extend, 2, 3, 2 more, 4, and 5. Release, bring the hips down, change it up. So straighten up the other leg and then lift the hips up. Gonna squeeze it into passe for 1. Try not to move the other hip. 2, 3, press the arms into the floor. 4, and 5. Straighten out the leg, bring the hips down, and we are done. Well done. Okay guys, so next position, we're gonna do some stuff in what we call tabletop. So we're gonna come to a tabletop. So make sure your shoulders are stacked over the wrists and your hips are stacked over the knees. Your knees should be about hip distance apart and your hands should be about shoulder distance apart. Well, actually shoulder distance apart. So from here, adjust and find your neutral spine. And we're gonna do 10 rounds of cat and cow, all right? So from your neutral spine, we're gonna inhale, we're gonna open the chest, lift the heart, lift your tail, and feel stretch in the front of your body. Okay? And then from here, we're gonna exhale, round the back shoulder blades going away from each other, and suck your lower belly in, scoop your tail. And let's go, lift the heart, lift your tail. Exhale, round. Push the floor away and feel your shoulder blades going away from each other. Inhale, 3. And round. Feel that deep inner core working. Inhale, 4. And round. And 5. And round. 5 more. And round. 4. Bring that lower belly in. Squeeze it in. 3 more. 3. Inhale. Exhale. And last one. And round. And let's just come to neutral spine. Relax for a moment. Have your knees as wide as the mat. Big toes touch and just relax for a moment in child's pose with your forehead resting on the mat and your hips resting on your heels. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Great. Let's come back once again to tabletop. So hips over the knees, shoulders over the wrists. Now from here, we are only going to isolate the lower back. Yeah, so just the pelvis. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is just keep the rest of the back still. We're gonna scoop the tail, suck that lower belly in. So feel like it's a vacuum in there. Yeah, and then release, neutral spine. Bring that lower belly in, try to keep the rest of the back still. Release. Think also of reaching the crown of the head away from your body. Yeah, so think long spine. So let's go. This is number 3. Release, shoulders away from the ears. 4, feel that vacuum, lower belly sucking in. Release. 5, release. 6, release. 7, release. 8, release. 9, release. And 10, release. Come to child's pose for a moment. Send your hips back onto your heels, forehead on the mat. Just relax for a few deep breaths in and out. Great. Last one, we're gonna come back to tabletop here. We're gonna tuck our toes under in case you're already not tucking your toes under. Okay, from here, maintain neutral spine. Now, engage that lower abdominals in, feel that vacuum sucking in. Okay, spine is long, crown of the head reaching away. We're gonna do 20 seconds here of hold with the knees about 1 to 2 inches off the mat. So here we go, lift the knees off and we hold for 20 seconds. Keep reaching the crown of the head away from you. Okay, make sure you're not sinking in your shoulders like this. You want to keep constantly pushing the floor away with your arms. So strong shoulders, strong arms. And another 3, 2, and 1. Relax for a moment. And we'll do that one more time of hold, 20 seconds hold, all right? Just take deep breaths in and out. Okay, round 2. Come back to tabletop. Toes are tucked under. And from here, we begin. Lift the knees off. Keep that neutral spine and keep sucking that lower belly in. Feel that deep inner connection with the core. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Do not sink in the shoulders. And keep holding for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down. And come to child's pose for a moment. Deep breaths in and out. And bring the body up and relax. Okay, so we're gonna get back to our tabletop, and this time what we're gonna do is just simply crawl, but we're gonna crawl with the knees off about 1 to 2 inches off the mat, okay? Now, it's not a fast or a medium speed crawl, it's an extremely slow crawl and control. Okay, so let's come to our tabletop. Okay, have your toes tucked under you. Yep, knees are still hip distance apart, and from here we're gonna lift, engage the core, deep in the core muscles, lift off 1 to 2 inches off, and from here, opposite arm and leg, crawl. And crawl. 4 times to the front, 4 times to the back, and crawl. And from here, we're gonna reverse, going to the back. 1, 2, try not to move the hips so much from side to side, and 4. Let's do that again one more time, going forward. 1, 2, 3, and 4. To the back. 1, 2, that was a bit wobbly. 3 and 4. And knees down. And rest. Okay, let's get back to our tabletop. Okay, so from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna reach opposite arm and leg, one going to the front, the other to the back. Really, really reach away, squeeze your bum muscle, the leg that's lifted off, squeeze the bum muscle, reach the spine away from the hips, and bring it down. Just 5 times on each side, all right? Okay, so let's go. Reach away, 1, keep the hips squared, all 5 toes pointing down towards the ground. Reach and down. Let's go. 2. Remember, deep inner core engagement. Don't let it go. Down. 3. And down. 4. Reach. And down. Last one. 5. And down. Okay, we're gonna do other leg and other arm. So here we go. Reach away, 1. Now try not to also sway towards the other side. Okay, so really squeeze that core, suck it in, and keep the hips really, really stable and in place. 3. And down. 4, so I'm really squeezing my right glutes over here. And down. Last one. 5. Reach away. Reach, reach, reach. And down. Okay, relax for a bit in child's pose. And then let's come back to tabletop. Now this time we're gonna make it a little bit more challenging. So when you reach away, you're gonna come back in and try to bring your elbow and your knee as close to the body as possible. Reach away. Let's go 5 times. 1. Release. 2. Release. Squeeze that core as much as possible. 3. Release. Don't sink in the shoulders. Don't sink in the hips. 4. Release. Last one. 5. Squeeze it in and release. Other side. Here we go. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Reach away. Squeeze elbow and knee in. 2. Release. 3. Release. 4. Release. Last one. 5. And squeeze it in. And release. Rest in child's pose. Okay, bring the body up. We did a lot on our wrist, so let's just rotate the wrist out a little bit. So we're gonna rotate inwards, 2, 3, 4, and then rotate the wrist outwards, 2, 3, 4, and give it a little shake. Okay guys, for the next exercise, you're gonna need a resistance band. Okay, so depending on how hard the resistance bands, you will want to bring it around 1 foot, okay? And you're gonna, for me, I'm going to go like 3 loops. So 1 and 2, sorry, 2 loops, yeah, okay? And then I'm gonna place the other end between my thumb and my 4 fingers, okay? And from here, I'm gonna come to our tabletop, okay? So you come to your usual tabletop. And what you're gonna do is, you're going to extend the leg with the resistance band to the back, and then squeeze that bum, squeeze your deep inner core muscles, and bring the leg out to the side. Keep the leg high up if you can. Try not to drop the leg, and back out. Now, what you want to avoid doing is to sway over to one side. So really squeeze that core muscles to prevent your body from swaying over to the opposite side. Okay, so we're gonna do 5 times on each side. So here we go. Come back to tabletop. From here, extend the leg out. So I'm squeezing my right glute a lot. Lift the leg up, straight legs, energy in the legs. Try not to sway to the left and back. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, last one, and 5. And bring it down. Have a little break as you switch over. So remove the band and bring it over to the other foot. So go about 2 to 3 loops depending on the resistance of the band. 1, and here we go. 2, great. So the other one I'm going to place between my thumb and my forefingers. I'm going to come to my tabletop, and same thing here. I'm going to lift, extend. This time I'm squeezing my left glute, bring it out to the side, so I'm trying not to sway to the right. That's 1. Strong shoulders. 2, squeeze that core. 3, 2 more. 4, 1 more. And 5. Squeeze and bring it down. Okay. Okay guys, this is our last set, all right? We're gonna come to tabletop, and from here we're gonna tuck our toes in, lift the hips up, and come to downward facing dog, sending the heels down onto the mat. From here, we're gonna send the shoulders forward to a high plank. So make sure the head, shoulders, and hips and heels are in one straight line. And then back to downward dog. Let's do this 4 more times. High plank. Squeeze that deep in the core muscles. Down dog. So try to feel that those deep inner core muscles are the ones initiating the movement. 3, let's do 1 more. Come to high plank. And downward dog. Now from here, we're gonna come back to high plank, do a little variation, twist the feet down to one side, come to a side plank. Try to lift the arms up if you can, otherwise just leave it down here, that's completely fine. Make sure the top hip is stacked over the bottom hip. And from here, bring it back down to plank, twist other way, side plank here, and downward dog. Let's do that 1 more time. Come to high plank, twist to one side, stacking top hip over the bottom hip, bring it back down, high plank, twist other way, side plank here, top hip over the bottom hip, and bring it back to downward dog from here. Last one, to high plank, and from here we're gonna lift right leg. Try not to move the rest of the body. Squeeze that deep inner core muscles. Left leg. Downward dog. Let's just do 1 more. High plank. Right leg. Left leg. Downward dog. Let's take 1 deep breath in here. Drop the knees down. And I'd just like to thank you so much for joining me today on this session of core stability, and I hope that you gain some knowledge from it. Thank you so much.